I'm Lynn, and welcome to my backyard. In my backyard, I'm going to build what I call an aquapond. Yeah, I made that up. An aquapond. What is an aquapond? Well, an aquapond is a standard backyard fish pond merged with a traditional aquaponics system. These two systems have some stark differences between them, and I like a good challenge, and I'm a bit of a tinkerer, and I like to build things. So I'm going to try to take these two different systems, a standard fish pond and an aquaponics system, and merge those two together. And between the differences, I'm going to work out a system where they both work together to make one aquapond. During this process, I'm going to walk you through all the steps. I'm going to show you how I stayed up at night worrying about how these two different systems could come together and work together, but I think I figured it out. I'm going to show you the design, talk about any pitfalls, things that I learned in terms of tips, show you the design and construction, the purchase of the materials, the plants, and the fish, and walk you through how all of that works. So just a little bit about a backyard pond. You might have seen a backyard pond, or if not in real life, in a magazine or on TV. And it's basically you either dig down into the dirt and you drop your pond down under grade, or you build the pond above grade on top of the grade. I'm actually, because I like hard work, I'm gonna dig out a pond in order to place it in ground. If you don't know very much about how ponds work, it's a closed system. That means the water recirculates. And because the water recirculates, you have to clean the water for the fish. Now, you could buy some filters and pump system that can be kind of expensive and take a lot of time, or you can use natural filters like a bog. So the water's pumped out, it goes to a certain section of the pond that is reserved for the bog. You put aquatic plants in that bog, and the plants and the bacteria in the water do all the work of cleaning. They take the fish pee and poo and they clean it, and it gives them the sustenance they want, and the plants in turn return fresh water to the fish pond. In an aquaponics system, it works very similarly, except you don't use so many aquatic plants, you use vegetables. That's the whole purpose of having an aquaponics system, mainly is to grow vegetables. Normally you put a fish pond in the backyard because it's an aesthetic benefit to your yard, and it has attractive fish, either most often goldfish, sometimes koi, and you can even put other fish in the pond. You can put frogs, turtles, whatever you want. Each one has its own rules and requirements, so you have to be a little bit careful about that. But in an aquaponics system, the water is sucked out of the pond, goes through a pipe system, which is usually hidden in both systems, and the water is cleaned by your favorite vegetables. Now, I've had a aquaponics system before and I loved it. It was great. It was really wonderful. It required very little maintenance and monitoring, and the plants love it. In fact, That was the first time I actually liked okra, because I grew okra in the aquaponics system, and it was so fresh, so crisp. Wasn't runny or gummy or stringy or any of that. And I just broke it right off the stem, popped it in my mouth, didn't even wash it, and it was just that delicious. Everything that you grow in it tastes so much better than, now I'm not knocking the grocery store and the farmers markets, but the time in between where you break something off the stem and it gets packaged and shipped and put on the shelves, you're losing some of the nutrient value. You're losing some of the taste. So aquaponic systems are great for that alone. Now, I consider this my before video. So I want to show you my yard, um, so you can get a good sense of how it looked before I start any of the design, before I do any of the construction, and we'll come back and see a before and after the yard kind of shot. So come on, let me show you my yard. Okay, here's the house and the porch. I mentioned I had an aquaponics system before. It was set up on the porch. In fact, you can still see this 100-gallon horse trough and some of the pieces that I use to actually put the system together. Now, because it sat on the porch and that was before I had this furniture, needless to say, it was not very attractive at all on the porch. It was not very inviting. So the goal was to clean up the porch, get some furniture, and move the system, which is another reason why I'm building the AquaPond. Okay, here's my system. I have 2 tubs, one there and one there. And this one isn't going as well. It's not quite as established as the other. My thyme isn't doing so good. This kale died. But I've got some stuff that's hanging on there. Chinese spinach, Vietnamese spinach. This is blackberry, which I think I'm going to take that out because it's really in the way. Corn, watermelon is now growing, finally. This is and I've got some little bit of strawberries in there coming up. Strawberries doing good. This kale is doing good. Oh, that's squash. And here's my tub. Oh, crap. So, this is how I have it hooked up. Here is my pump going up to a T, and the T has this overflow on it, so just in case it can dump back out. This T, side of the T is going, and I'm trying to filter it a little bit before going into the tank, and this part of the T is right now dumping straight into the hydro media, the hydroton, and there's one of my mosquitoes are biting me. And I have another filter here, just regular fish filter, and oh wow, look at all that. And I have worms in it, which I could use to feed the fish. I don't know how I got worms all the way over there, but okay, that's not good. And fish. I have goldfish and a koi in there somewhere, and an algae eater. Here's my koi. Hi, koi and goldfish. Hey, guys. Oh, good. basically stopped. Okay. That's my system. Oh. And I've got more cilantro. That's cilantro that's just not really doing well. This one is doing much better than that one. This one's been here almost 2 years. That one I just started maybe 6 months ago. So this one's well established. Lots and lots of worms. And here is one of the 200-gallon horse troughs that I use to actually put vegetables in. And I'm not actually, this is hydroton, the medium that you plant the plants in. But I'm not actually, I don't water this. It's just sitting out here until I get the AquaPond together. So I have to admit, I'm a little bit country and a little bit city, so I have a lot of plants, food-bearing plants. This is a pineapple, and that is a young pineapple growing. There are 2 pineapples over there. I stuck one in there just to see what would happen. I'm barely watering that, and it doesn't need a whole lot of water. There is a papaya, 2 more papayas. I'm growing ants. I don't know if you can see that. That's a joke. More papaya. A table with just some plants. Another pineapple. Aloe vera. I have a lemon tree here, and if you can see, it has a bunch of little lemons on it. And here's one that is way before its time. Oranges. Fig tree here. I'm too close to it to really give you a sense of what it looks like. I have a bunch of wild onions. Well, they're not wild. I planted those seeds. And this is a blackberry bush. I said I'm a little bit country, a little bit city. This is from the country where my father grew up. And this was my first garden. It looks really wild right now. I'm just showing this to you, but anyway. And I'm growing compost. That's a joke. It's part of my compost pile. Is not active right now. And a view of my yard from the back. Now, this grass portion is approximately 50 foot in length from the fence, past the fig tree, across the yard, into the porch. And it's approximately 25 feet from the sidewalk out to the fence over there. So my goal is to put the fish pond over there, close to the house, in an amoeba shape facing the house. More hydroton. I actually had to take the hydroton out of those troughs just to be able to move it. Goji berry, mango, poor mango, it needs more attention. I'm sorry, mango. I think this is another lemon and kumquat. I don't know now. It's been so long, I think I mixed them up. So I figure when they finally fruit, I'll know what they are. So one of my goals is to be able to sit on the furniture, put up my feet, and see the pond. The pond would be in here. At this distance, you could see the water, you can see the fish, maybe. Well, yeah, you should be able to see the fish a little and hear the water falling over a waterfall. That's my goal. And it can also be visible from this seat at my table looking out the window. The fish pond would be there facing the house. So every time you walk out of the house, it's basically facing you. This is my before video. I'm going to walk you through everything that I do and hope you enjoy it. If you have questions or comments, please post them. I'll try to answer what I can. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a good day. If you like this, please like and subscribe. If you click the notifications, then you'll be able to see how often I put up updates. Thank you. Thank you for watching.